Live? We live. All right, what's up, everybody? Welcome to Multiverse. We are live here. Let me pull this up. There we go. And today we are going to do a print and play with our favorite new game, Destiny 2. We were a huge fan of Destiny 1, played every expansion all the way through the Taken King. We did almost everything you could possibly do in that game. And then just about less than a week ago, I started up Destiny 2, and it was like, boom, I was right back in it. Like the muscle memory, my warlock, everything was perfect. And I'm really loving the game. My wife has been playing it as a hunter and keeping up and doing all the unlocking everything as well, and we're having a ton of fun with it. So I decided that the new print and play this week would be Destiny 2. And of course, I've always been fascinated with AIs, and the Ghost is one of the cooler AIs. You remember Cortana from Halo, or Jarvis from Iron Man, or any of the famous AIs. This one is really cool because it floats around with you, and it's so important in the lore in the game. So we're not specifically going to do the Warlock shell that you see here, but we are going to print a Ghost. And what I'd like to do is make it into a nightlight for out here in Multiverse Studio. So we can plug that in and it'll light up. What I'm going to do is print probably a few of these just to get the size right and all the cutouts right so it can fit onto the nightlight. So we'll have a little fun painting them and making different things with them. Of course, we're going to play some Destiny 2 along the way. In the game, our name is Multiverse, so you can find us if you want to add us, and we can do some events or strikes or whatever you want to do. We are level 50. Let me pull this up. And power 497. So that's about where we are. We're not full power yet. So Crucible, we get kind of worked over really easily. And we're mainly just unlocking all the story. We started at the base game, and now I'm in Curse of Osiris. And we're working our way up to Warmind and then through Forsaken and to unlock all of that. So thank you for joining us this week. We are going to get a game going here. We'll probably do like a strike or a crucible, some weekly event we need to unlock. And we'll jump in and we'll get a ghost model. BoldPrintShop, as you can see down below, is the model that we're going to use. It looks like the model that's best suited and best built on Thingiverse, so best modeled, I guess you could say. And it has a cutout for an LED light that you can wire up, so it looks like it has the space to fit a light that we can then plug in to be our nightlight. So without further ado, let's get a game of Destiny 2 going, and then we'll jump into Thingiverse and download that and get that going and get that printing over here on the lol spot. And we'll get a few more games in before we take off at about 3:30-ish. All right, so let's jump in here, and we're going to pull up the director. And as you can see, there's a bunch of stuff we got to unlock and do, so this will be fun. All right, so let's pull up. Let's pull up a strike. I know we need to get some strikes going. We also have some heroic missions we got to finish. But strikes have multiple people in it, so we'll play that. So here we go. Let us launch a strike. And a little overview, I guess right now I have a scout rifle as my kinetic weapon. Excuse me, I'm a big fan of scout rifles. I have a submachine gun down here. You know, essentially at this point, I just throw in whatever is the higher power. I just got this from Xur this weekend. It was my first Xur purchase, which was pretty fun. And of course, I just kind of fill in whatever is the highest at this point until I get the specific gear that I want. We're just going to roll with this. And then, of course, I throw everything else in the vault. So our vault has a bunch of items in it. Like I said, Katybug uses a hunter, so there's a bunch of hunter gear, a bunch of warlock gear, plus a bunch of guns and things we're just not using at the moment.
Continued fluctuations will result in a critical failure.
These guys are already up here.
All personnel are advised to initiate safety protocols. Remember, a safe work environment is a happy work environment.
There we go.
That node is giving off strange readings. I need a closer look.
Oh no.
We got
With the
Ferna
offline, the neural
and
network is
Rogue
going
Bano.
crazy. I'll try to stabilize it.
All right.
Defend the area.
Let's defend this area. It might be a little loud. I'm gonna turn that down a few notches there. Ooh, those are my favorite guys to kill. They're just ridiculous with their explosions. It's really fun.
Got it. Neural net is online and ready. Now for the inhibitor vent. The inhibitor vent is open.
Core power levels approaching critical overload.
Oh man.
Personnel are recommended to
All right,
evacuate.
here we go. Cleared out that room pretty quick. Come on, in one clip. Oh. Alright, nice. What we got? Oh, there we go. Let's say it wasn't taking numbers off
Get to
earlier.
the core before it goes critical. It's time to forge a new Valkyrie.
These guys have obviously played this strike before. This is my first time. I'm going.
We could really use the Valkyrie right now.
Stabilized. Kind of. But the Valkyrie is ready. All right. I need you to throw the Valkyrie into the core and force a full meltdown.
Complete core meltdown initiated. If you can hear this message, you are too close to the core.
The Valkyrie has been successfully charged, but it looks like we may have shut down the facility in the process.
Bad news. You also shut down Rasputin's defenses. I'm plotting you a direct path to Zul. You gotta move.
Alright, let's get this. Oh my gosh. Apparently don't have to kill any of those guys. Alright. Let's do this.
I've never seen anything so powerful. Be careful.
Well, obviously I haven't gotten to this yet. This looks like probably a Warmind straight cheese. Good look at it. Nice. Oh, come on, come on, come on. Open up, open up. Let me get in there. There we go. Oh. I think we're like one hit away.
Way to go,
Nice. That's right.
We make a pretty
Peace
good
out.
team, if I do say so myself.
Ooh, I was gonna say don't fall off that. That'd be pretty janky. Loot. Division appearance. Oh boy. Crooked Fang. Okay. See? Never done that strike, so we got that. Which is awesome. Well, thank these guys. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. It's always better when you run with a crew. Alright. Not a bad way to start. Let's see how we did here. Well, obviously, I'm not sure I started the exact same time they did, to be honest, but alright. Let's get this out of here. Let's see our new loot. Fusion. Oh. Alright. Let's see what we got. Alright. It's already a level 2, which is nice. Cool. So, and I believe, yes, we have a new helmet. I mean, I'm not even going to worry about the perks right now, because to be honest, in about 5 minutes we're going to get another helmet and another helmet until we get up to about level 700, right? So we get rid of the things we don't need, and let's see here. Now we need to do 3 strikes this week, and actually if we look at our inventory, we have an Eververse here that is due 5. And we have 2 days to do that. Okay. Which is good. Close range weapon kills. Easy. Defeat some Vex. I feel like any second now. Strike, multi-kills. Okay. Shotgun. We should be rolling with the shotgun. And we need solar kills. Huh. My power by 100. I need one that raises it by 300. Oof. Okay. Alright, let's see. We need 1 exotic and 10 fallen on Nessus with Drang. Okay. See what time we got. We got 1:54. Let's get our ghost started here, actually. Let's get that rolling. Okay. All right. So let's pull up a Thingiverse here. And what we want to do is print a ghost. There it is. That's a nightlight. So out here, we can have just a nice warm glow nightlight. So when you come out in here, you need to turn on one of the main lights. It'll just help you see out here in the studio. So we thought it would be really cool if we print a ghost and then also grab a nightlight at Goodwill or somewhere, or if we find one in storage or something, and then like mount it on there. So we've been on the lookout for a nightlight in the past few days. And in the meantime, we're going to print up a couple ghosts just to get all the sizes right. And we're eventually going to have to use CAD to like cut out some things just to get it right. But the ghost I found that looks the best modeled, doesn't need supports. You can also light it up with an LED, so it means there's like a cavity in there that's going to light up with a light. So we are going to print this one, and this is by a place called BoldPrintShop. BoldPrintShop is this person, Jason Matsis from Massachusetts. And if you look at the designs, he's got 2 ghosts, a bottle opener, a wearable necklace, and a little like carabiner clip for your keys. So as you can see, he did a ghost regular, like more of a smaller size, and then he's scaled this one up, like he says down here, released by popular demand, about 40% larger. Cool with me. The bigger we can get, the better. Obviously, our lull spot over here is limited to about a little less than 6 inches square. So that's as big as any one part can get that we're going to print the ghost. So what we'll do is we'll download this, we'll load it up onto the print bed, and we'll probably start by printing some of these, I guess you'd call these winglets. And down here are the print instructions. So they tell you exactly how many of each part to print, some of the settings you should use, things like that. So we'll get started printing those while we play some Destiny. We'll, the things that require a few quantity, we'll see how many we can stack on the bed, and we'll go from there. What we're going to do then is probably assemble that, get a nightlight, and find out what we need to cut out to get those 2 to fix together. And then we'll print a few of these probably until we get it just right, like we did the Apex Deathbox Switch game. That took a few versions before we have everything just right. So as you can see again here, there are print instructions for each of the different parts. And then of course up here are the different parts that are included. That just looks incredible. I think this might be a key shot. I don't know if that's printed. That's probably a key shot. But there are the parts laid out. These are the pins that sort of hold everything together. That's like the front lens. And of course, we can start to customize some of this. We can put a Multiverse logo. We can put a different logo from the game. We can do a lot of different really cool customization things with this. So we'll do that along the way. But we just want to print kind of one of these just to get experience printing it and see what we need to work on and change and things like that. So we're going to go through here and see. In fact, these include little rafts that you can pop off. But I think there's a model that doesn't include those. And our Lulzbot's pretty good about surface tension. That first layer is sticking really good. So we'll see. In fact, if you've watched the print and play, I basically have to crowbar those things to get them off. So we don't have the problem where things don't stick to the bed, that's for sure. So anyways, as you can see, this BoldPrintShop large Destiny Ghost, this is the one we're going to print. And we're eventually going to modify it so it fits onto a nightlight and we can plug that in. And I think that'd be really cool. So let's get rolling by downloading these files. And we'll download them. And if I ever make a nickel off of any of this, trust me, I'm the first one to throw that back at these designers. The best I can do is put it on my descriptions and on my Twitter and on all of my things that these are the people that created these models. I'm just printing them for fun, just to have a fun time. So these are personal, not for sale. These are just going to live here in the studio. But trust me, if this ever starts to make money, if Multiverse Studios becomes tip designer we would definitely tip and give a bunch of money to all of these people and feature them because they're awesome and they do a lot of really good work. So, okay. We are off and running. Those should have downloaded. So what we're going to do is we're going to pull up Cura. And of course, Cura is the slicing software. So that's the software we're going to use to arrange the pieces and hit print. And that will send it over here to our Lulzbot. And so we're going to load that up. And of course, this is Cura, the Lulzbot edition. So it already has the built-in settings and all the things we need for the specific Lulzbot mini printer we're using. If you were using a different printer, they make Cura just open source edition, which you can use with Ultimakers or really any riprap, any printer. So here we go. So we are going to open a file. Now this first round of prints, we're not going to bring into Tinkercad and make any modifications. I just want to print one to get a general sense of the size and any, sort of things we need to get it to print just right. So I'm going to go into my downloads. And I do not see it. Let's see here. Nope. Let's figure out where it just put that. Downloads. Anyways, we're going to extract it. So those are all there. Then we'll go back to Cura. There it is. Okay, so as you can see here, this is broken up into a handful of parts. Get this on my screen. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 2 of these are so about 10 parts we have to print. And of course, some of those you have to print multiple copies of. So if we go back to our print directions, it'll tell us here. For example, lens, you need 1. Wing, you need 4. The front body, just 1. So each thing has a few different. I want to start by printing these winglets. Those look like the biggest part, so I want to make sure they can fit on the bed and everything looks good. I'm assuming those are, from what I can tell, the largest pieces that need to print, so we'll make sure those fit and we'll get those going. So you can see there's winglet and winglet no support, right? And one of those has those rafts on the bottom and one of those doesn't. And if we look back at here, I guess what I'm saying is you can either print it with this raft right here or without it. And our printer has really good ability to stick things to the bed, so we're going to do the thing without the raft. So right here it's no support. So I'm going to say winglet A. And I'm going to look back at here. And winglet A, you need 4 of those, and winglet B, you need 4 of those. And it also suggests temperature, infill, layer height, all of that as well, which is really cool. So we're going to say winglet A, no support. We're going to open that up. Now, we probably can get 4 of these on there. So I'm going to right click on it, and I'm going to say multiply by 3. And I was kind of, let's see. One day they'll figure out how to arrange where all of them can print. I don't see how that's so hard. Maybe I'm missing something personally. If there is something I'm missing, let me know. Because I don't see why it can't just figure out how to fit all 4 of these on the bed without making me arrange them, So, whatever. All right. Let's look at this. All right. So that's the part in red is about how much of the model is touching the bed, and that much of the model is not. So you can see why they'd make a version that prints those rafts, right? We're going to try it without, see what happens. All right, so it's saying on a Lulzbot Mini. Now again, we're gonna go into some custom settings here, right? And we're gonna go into the shell. And again, we're gonna look back at these print settings. So here we have winglet A. 4 of them, got it. 225, 15% infill, 2 shell, 0.12 layer height. All right. So for shell, we're going to make that a 2. All right. Perfect. For layer height, we're going to make it a 0.12. Perfecto. Then for infill, we're going to make that a 15% infill. Okay. Oh, and we also need our temperature. So default printing temperature was 225. Okay. Okay, that's a 10-hour and 43-minute print. Oof. Hey, let's do it. It's going to use about 9.4 meters. Looking at our, we have quite a bit of material left. So I don't think that's going to be a problem. We're not getting that close yet on material. So we'll be good there. And let's pop this back up. And so a 10-hour and 43-minute print. So, all right, you know what? Here we go. So what we have to do now is sort of recreate the settings we just did over here on our printing computer. So we can get this computer back to playing Destiny. All right? So let's pull up if we can. We're going to pull up our picture here of this so we can have that on the screen. And let's see if we can't shrink that down a little bit with this here. Okay, cool. So let me recreate that over here. So again, I'm going to load the winglet A, no support. Perfect. So here we go. Winglet A, no support, STL. Perfect. And again, we need to multiply this 3 times. So we're going to right click, multiply by 3. See if it can figure it out. No, it can't. It's a goofy number. All right. We'll align them ourselves. Perfect. Sometimes I do like to bring it into Tinkercad and arrange it in there and then export it back out so it's just one model. So you don't have to do this every time. If it's something I'm going to print multiple times of. All right, let's see what we got going here. Perfect. Now, again, we need to go back and make those changes. So we're going to go into a custom here. And in quality, we're going to change that layer height to 0.12. Oh boy, I didn't like that. Okay, there we go. 0.12, which is the layer height. Alright, we're going to go into that shell, and it wants us to have a 2mm wall shell. So we're going to change that to 2. Okay. And now infill, it said it wanted to be a 15% infill. So we're going to change that from 20 to 15%. Alright. It's going to make a number of changes to sort of the other settings that are tied to that. Now, of course, material. We're going to go in here, and the default printing temperature is 225. Right? And also the printing temperature is 225. Perfect. All right. Now let's prepare that out. Let's see what we get by doing that. And again, it should be around 10 hours and 43 minutes, which I'm just going to call 11 hours. So about the time of our high detailed Apex print and play. But of course that was the whole thing. This is just one part. So now we're going to have to print, this is the A. So we also have these winglets in the B model. So we're going to print that as well. So that's another 10 hours. So you're looking at 20 hours there. Now, if you were to pay for that by the hour, you're looking at, say, $5, $6, $7 an hour. It's already $140 you're paying, which is ridiculous, right? You would just go buy the vinyl version of this, and there is no Ghost that's worth $100 and some dollars. So this is more of a passion project than something that you would, manufacture and sell, because you couldn't make your money back doing this unless you discount your time and the time of your printer to almost pennies, right? Okay, so enough about that. We have her all loaded up. We are going to print this out over USB. All right. And off we go. And so now it's going to connect and send that over here to the Lulz bot. And while we're doing that, there's a couple things we always do. One of them is to clean the bed with isopropyl alcohol. And it's going to fire itself up here. It's going to get calibrated. It's going to get the temperatures and heat and everything it needs just right. And we're just going to make sure there's nothing left over or any residue or anything on this print bed. Okay. That is looking good. Okay, we're also going to clean off the nozzle. The tip of that nozzle should be clean. Right, and we do that because there might be a little leftover filament there that when it goes through its calibration bed leveling process is going to cause it not to make contact. So we don't want that. So let's make sure we give that a really good scrub. Okay. It's looking good. Okay. So we're going to let that fire up here. We're going to get that print going. As you can see on the screen, what we've got is sort of the winglets of this Ghost model. And again, this Ghost model is by BoldPrintShop. And BoldPrintShop is Jason Matsis. So we're going to check him out and try to find his Twitter and make sure we retweet that or put it in our tweet when we add pictures and things of this model. So we're going to get that going right here. We're going to pull that up and just kind of put that right here. And we're going to bookmark this right here at the beginning. Awesome. Okay, so what we can do now is we can pull up this 3D printer. It is now going through its calibration process, which does a number of things. Number one, as you can see, it scrubs its nozzle, so it has a perfect nozzle to print through. But it also needs to make sort of a metal-to-metal contact with each of those four corners that you see. And it does that to make sure that the bed is perfectly level. And if the bed is not level, it makes adjustments so that the print itself is perfectly level. And as you can see, especially with that very first layer, that's really important that that sticks, because as you build off of that, that can't come loose. Or else your whole model will topple and everything's going to be all screwy and it'll look like a huge pile of plastic spaghetti, and you'll have wasted all of that time and all of that filament and just have to print it again anyways, right? So, alright, we are going to let that heat up. We are going to be right back. We're going to get another game of Destiny in. We'll get another strike in, and we will go from there. I see we have some... Oh, we got some dropped. 50% drop frames. Whoa. 43% drop frames. We're running at 5 megabit. 4850, 4650. Dang. Wow. Well, I hope it's not too choppy on your end. There we go. Wow, just a nice little bump through. It just went up from 8 to 10 megabits. So we will be right back. Let's check out this print. It should fire up in just 1 second. Alright, so let's check out what we got here. Kind of a mess, huh? I think we'll be okay though. You can hear it sizzle. I don't know, maybe 225 is a little high for the temperature, but you can definitely hear it sizzling a little bit, or kind of popping. You might be able to hear, probably not. Okay, good. I was hoping it was going to go back and do that top right one. See if we can't get a better view of it for you here. Do a little 2x action. There we go. And as you can see, the base, that's about all that sticks to the build plate right there. So that's why they also include the model with those rafts. Just in case whatever you're printing on for your build plate doesn't have a really good adhesion, right? So those rafts will help it stick, give it more surface. Alright, so we are off and running. Let's just look at a view real quick here. And let's give it what I call the layer view. Right? And this layer view will show you. Let's back this up a little bit. We'll show you. It's really cool. This layer view is going to show you what sort of each layer is doing. And what this is also telling us is that there's 357 layers to this model. So this printer is going to do a layer, go up a little, a layer, up a little layer. And we did change those layer heights to 0.12 millimeter, right? So if we would have had thicker layers, it'd be less. And if you go down, you can also see this infill here, right? We changed that to 15% from 20. That's just because the person who made this model, BoldPrintShop, probably tested it with different infills and found this was the best one. And as you can see, oh, interesting. Shoot. Now it's building supports, isn't it? Because that generate supports turned on. And the model specifically says you do not need supports. Let's see how much time that saves us. It saves us 2 hours. Think we gotta do it. Alright, we're gonna hit abort print. So we stop it completely. And we're going to send this back to its home. Alright, while we're at it, we're going to peel off what we can from here while it's still kind of fresh. Get that tip clean there. So unfortunately, we forgot to turn off supports, and sometimes it's no big deal because it won't generate any anyways, but this model did, even though it says it doesn't need them. We're going to take its word for it, because printing without supports saves you 2 hours and about 1 meter of material, and since we were only about 5 to 10 minutes in, that was worth it. Alright, so we're gonna do that. Got a couple little bits there. There's a little bit. I'm gonna clear all of that off. Okay. Looking good. Let's collect our trash. Let's go throw that away. Okay. Now let's make sure we go back to prepare and we say no supports. Right. Get rid of those supports. And again, let's check that out. And it goes from 10 hours and 43 minutes to 9 hours and 1 minute. So it goes, it saves you essentially close to 2 hours, right? And the way we found that was as we were going through our layers here, we saw it was building those supports. So luckily we went and looked through that. It's probably something you might want to do before you print every time anyways, just to see if there's any odd things about the way it's going to print it. And like what we saw, it was printing supports, which we didn't want. So this layer view can come in handy. Plus, personally, I just think it's fascinating to check out all the layers. It's all of the math that's happening and all of the things that are going on to create those slices is pretty fascinating to me. Okay, so we are going to now print via USB, and since this thing was already more or less heated up, okay. Now, it wants to get to 140. It's already at 100. So we are good to go there. Once again, let's do one little clean off here. Ooh, it's hot ski. Alright. Looking good there. While we're at it, let's do a 2x. Let's get right in there, huh? Okay, let's see how that ends up. And if we want, we can pull it back on the 3D printer here. We can do that. I'm going to pop this back over to solid view. I want to oil that, huh? Okay, there we go, off to its calibration. There was a little bit dangling off right at the end there, so I popped that off right at the last second. If not, sometimes that plastic can get in the way and the metal won't touch and it'll just keep pushing, not feeling the connection, which is janky, so you don't want that. Some people, I think, take the bed leveling just completely out of the G-code because it doesn't get out of level if it just is going to sit here and print all day. So you might have to bed level it once a month, maybe, right? We have not done that because with each sort of Cura, there's a whole new firmware, and we just don't screw with the G-code that much, so we kind of let them figure it out. All right. So now we are back into the print. And again, this is a 9-hour print instead of a 11-hour print. And man, are we getting massive dropped frames. Twitch. All right. Let's see what we got here. Okay, so what we're going to do, let's watch this first layer lay down. And then what we're going to do is pop back over to Destiny and get another strike in, maybe 2. Maybe complete that. And then we'll check out the print one more time before we go. Right on. So, I'm going to get some water real quick. I will be right back. Alright, looking good. It's laying down that first outer layer, which is sort of the outline of the whole project. And then what it's going to do is it's going to go in and do sort of the first layer of each piece. And here we can see, if I pull this up, it's 4 pieces there. If I roll this back, it's going to be what it looks like. Let's see if I can do some of that. Right? And so that's what we're going to see again right here. It's going to work on those 4 pieces. And one last time we can look at this, what's called layer view. And you can see how that's going to print, which is, I find really fascinating. And that infill, you see that honeycomb in there, that's what we set at 15%. That means 15% of the area of that space is going to have that grid. Naturally, it's set at 20%. Obviously, 15 will speed up the print a little bit. And because it's such a tight space, apparently, you know, they found it doesn't matter, and 15 is just good enough, which is fine with me. So that's what's printing right now. We're going to look one more time at the 3D printer. It is on to piece number 2. And so you can see it's just laying down that very first layer. And we want to make sure that first layer has a really good adhesion to the bed. Because as it builds up those pieces, there's a little bit of overhang there, and it needs to have a solid connection to that bed. So off it goes. And again, this is winglet A, and we're going to pull this back up here. What we are looking at is winglet A printing from the large Destiny Ghost. We're going to turn this into a nightlight, and we are going to print one of these just to get the dimensions, just to get everything sort of figured out. And then the next one we are going to print specifically to fit on top of a nightlight so we can plug it in here in the studio. Have a nice ghost nightlight at night when we're probably playing Destiny. So like we said, we've been hooked on Destiny. What I'm going to do is pull that up right now. So I'm going to close that out. Let's minimize that. Get rid, get rid, get rid. All right. And let's pull up a Destiny again in the game. The name is Multiverse 3, where the E would be in verse, the first E. Just like the channel name. And if you want to join and we can get in some strikes or maybe a raid one day when I'm powerful enough. I just picked up the game last week. So Katybug and I are just sort of here in the studio when we have a chance here and there playing through it. So we're about, I would say, maybe halfway through. I don't know. I've hit level 50, but I have not hit, you know, the highest power. I'm down in the, I think I just hit 500 power items. So that's where I'm at in that respect. From what I can tell, 700 is the highest right now. So I'll get maybe 2/3 of the way there. We're doing Curse of the Osiris as far as the story missions are concerned. But today I just want to get some strikes in so we play with some other people. We have a little bit of fun. And let's make sure you can hear this. And there we go. Okay. So again, here's my Warlock. And again, I put on just whatever is the highest light at the moment. I'm going to wait till I get way up there until I start infusing things and getting the weapons and gear that I want. And there's Katybug's Hunter. Badass. Let's see. Level 41. Okay. So she's coming really fast along too. So we're going to load up the Warlock. And we're going to get a strike in here. And this is the ship I got randomly the other night. It's a, you know, exotic gold colored one, so I equipped it. Probably not my favorite one ever, but what are you going to do? We got lots of things to do in this game. They're very smart about that. But let's pull up one of these strikes and get that going. Okay. Perfect. And looking back here at our 3D print, as you can see, it's moved on to layer 2. So it's got that very first layer down for each piece, and they all look really good. And now it's pulling up just as you saw 0.12 millimeters and laying down that second layer. So that's going to chug along for about 9 hours. We'll check that out tomorrow when it's done printing. And if those print good, we'll probably throw B on there. Let's see, 9 hours would put us at, we might be up to put B on there, the winglet B, if these turn out good, just to get those done with, since they're essentially the same part. So let's fire on over to this. Looks like we're 2/3 of the way there. Thank you again for joining me. Thank you again for checking this out. We'll get this strike going here soon. Let's see if we can't pull this printer up here. I got a phone call mid. Alright, perfect. It looks like this is rolling. Let's see what we got. Okay. I'm not sure if we're joining one in progress. Nope. We're at the beginning here. 2 of us.
Operation Caliban online. Guardians, you're here.
Who we got here? Game God, alright.
We have multiple fire teams missing.
They went into the arcology to investigate a heavily guarded hive
Should be able to blow through this pretty quick.
We had zero contact for the last several hours, which is why we need you.
Oh, I think I landed on his head.
The Hive
Oh,
are
there we
either
go. We
trying
got
to
another
keep
person.
us out,
Perfect.
trying to keep those missing Guardians in.
Captain Angel 1. Thank you, Game God. Oh, we get a little bit of loot. Perfect. Long. Perfect. All right. Quick look at him. Game God, thank you.
The Hive power
Took
their
like
rituals
0
to
seconds.
death and sacrifice. If you cannot find a way forward, there is no shame in retreat. Far better to save your light for another battle than be consumed by the Hive.
We understand, but we agreed to this mission. No one's backing down. Commander, are you there?
No! No! Please! You already took my ghost! Please!
That must be one of the missing Guardians. Tracing his broadcast now.
Caliban, do you copy? Caliban, do you copy?
I forgot I have a mission that requires a shotgun.
Up there, by that crystal. That's where the broadcast
That was
came
dumb.
from.
I guess I have no special ammo. Alright.
That crystal was full of void light. All channels. This is a search and rescue team. Is anyone listening? Anyone? Wait, hold on. It's some kind of summoning seal. There's a network of magic running deep into the arcology, powered by void light. They're using void light to summon something down there.
Hello? Is anyone there? I just heard somebody. Commander Zavala, can you hear me?
Yes,
Give me some
we can hear
green
you. The
ammo.
Hive can't summon anything without those crystals.
Thanks, the Traveler. I can barely hear you. Let me get
Nice.
to a better position.
Take it. Alright. Oh my gosh. Sorry about that.
Tango 3 here. Unknown fire team. Do you copy?
We copy. Are there others with you?
No, just us down here.
down
take
here as a
it.
squad of 9. Got picked off
Oh, there
one
we
by
go.
one. Watched a wizard rip
Shotgun
the
ammo,
light out of my
finally.
best friend and funnel it into some kind of crystal.
Guess I should be using my
They're
special. There's
harvesting
orbs
guardians.
everywhere.
These are all guardians.
Pretty crazy. I love the colors of this level, though. Just the art style of this level. It's pretty sweet. Need that green. Those shotgun kills. Oh. Come on, revive him. Oof. Nice. Not sure what's going on there quite yet. Hold on. Can do something right there. No, not doing something right. Oh shit! No wonder, that's just 5. Oh my god. Yeah, I'm not doing something right. I'm shooting bare glass.
I might have an idea. Let's find
Oh
Takeo.
my gosh. Weak. Sorry about that. Duh. Oh man, that was dumb.
Getting a little dicey down here.
Coming,
You need
coming.
to turn back.
Hang in there. We're on our way.
No! Turn back!
We can still stop this. We just need to use crystals to short out the summoning ritual.
Oh.
That'd be a great plan, if there were any powered crystals in here. I take it back. Together, we're gonna end this.
You have another plan?
Nope. Same plan. Give Sloan my regards.
Where are my buddies? Where are my buddies? I don't see them. Weird. Where are they?
She sacrificed herself.
There they are.
You did not
Good.
die.
Let me join my allies. Alright. charge. Oh, shoot.
Here's our chance.
Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Dang it. Whoa. All three of us are right at the end. Ah. Alright. Yeah, let's get that back.
This ends here.
We got it there. I think we got it there.
We did
Nice.
it. We couldn't have done it without Takeo and the other Guardians. Let's get
Okay.
back to command. Zavala and Sloan need to know about all of this.
I like it. All right. So there we go. Win's a win. That's what I say. Let's see what we got here. 3 o'clock. All right. Wait. What? Huh? I just did my second strike. Maybe it takes a second to like. Okay. You're killing me. I just did a strike. That should be 2. We did want to open this. This is our second one. Why are you not giving me powerful gear? Let's see what we got here. Nope. Nope. Eh. Alright. Complete a nightfall. You're killing me with your 1 out of 3. I just beat one. Anyways, let's check this printer out. So you can see, looking good down there. Those first layers are tight on there. Now the ones closest to us look better than the ones further away. The ones over here look nicer and much higher detail than these two. But maybe that's just bottom layer weirdness, and that'll go away. Something you just sand out. Again, this is just prototype numero uno. So we'll see how these turn out, if we have to make some changes to the speeds or the temperatures or the, you know, any of that stuff. We can do that. Cool. Alright, we're gonna let those print. We're gonna play one more here. Let's go back to our multi-cam. Alright. I mean, anyways, it says viewers, but I can't see your names. It's janky. I want to see, like, who's viewing me so I can say hi. Who be the viewers? Let's see if it's one of these. Nope. 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 We'll figure it out. Let's go back to our editor here. Alright, so we'll figure that out. Let's get one more strike done, and then we out. Alright, off we go. We are flying into our strike. Let's see what we got here. Okay. Oh, dang. We off and running. I gotta save my buddy. Oh, there's Game God again. It's funny. Return to Ghost. Like the one we're printing. This has got to be faster. find my guys. Let's see where you at. Oh shit. I was taking a shortcut. Three, two, one. Oh my gosh. Why do I think you can go that way? Ugh. Alright. It's a little embarrassing.
Failsafe. The path opened up again. I've locked onto a second array of pulses. Let's grab them.
Hey, for once I'm in the lead. Alright. Maybe not. I'll probably catch up to them and they're already done. Oh yeah, look. They're at 33%. Why don't you just put me with them? Make me run, jump, and...
Hello? Everything okay?
We're fine. Failsafe was just being fidgety.
Hey, unit. Ghost. Kindly delete yourselves.
The rest of the ship is just up ahead. I always forget how big it is.
As big as our dreams. We were going to take humankind to the stars.
How about we board the ship, or what's left of it, and take everything that's not nailed down?
We got this. Ooh, what's that, 9 viewers? Whoa. That was cool. Nice. Took about 2 seconds. All right. Easy.
Look at us. The first Earthlings to come here since the Golden Age. Lights are out. Where did they divert all the power to?
Grab a souvenir for me. Those old colony ships were on the cutting edge. Maybe a mug?
How about we get these fallen off my ship?
Oh yeah, that. Do that first.
3 orbs of light, I'll take it. Get over there! Ah, shoot. Just bring me with. Oh, can we make it from there?
Did you hear that? What was that?
Why? I must have like an... Yeah, check out which jump I have enabled. Maybe I have the one where it's like an initial burst in one direction. Nice. Whoa, get out of there.
Sneak up on us. All clear.
My systems have recovered. Have you found any artifacts from the crew?
Thank you,
Any
guys.
burial sites?
Nothing but a fallen fortress built out of your old colony ship. I'm sorry.
That's okay. I guess.
No Golden Age ray guns?
No.
Well, that's okay, I guess. Well, come on back, Guardian. At least you got some loot.
I got some loot. Alright. Alright. Yeah, Game God. Oh man, he was clearly all energy. Alright. Can you? I thought maybe you could see them. Alright. Nice. Another strike down. Let's see what time we got. Oh, we're out of here. So let's pull the 3D print back up. Let's see if it gave us. We played 3 strikes on this stream. Anyways, what are you gonna do? Let's take one last look at our character. We're leaving you with a 498. No thanks. A new shotgun, 500. We'll keep that just in case. Oh, well, we got the Badlander. We don't need the dark. Look at this guy. Not bad. Alright. No, we don't need that. Okay. Let's see if we can clear out some of this. Oh, yeah. Elemental. It's our first enhancement core, which is, I think, good. Close range, almost got that. Ooh, 150 bright dust, nice. Almost there. And almost there. Alright, so I think that means we can mod up one of our weapons to be a much higher light. Probably do that with one of our... oh, and we got... we'll have to do that. We'll save that for next time. Alright. So, thank you for joining us on this print and play. Let's pull up our... We're going to go change our character while we're doing this. We're going to pull up our 3D printer. We're going to look at these. You can see that infill has started there, right? So let's pull this out. Get that off of 2x. So you can see that infill has started. 15%, starting to fill that in. Looking good. Alright. Pull those back, and what we're going to do is we're going to Alt-Tab out of here, and we're going to show you exactly what we're printing. We're printing this Destiny Ghost, and we are going to attach it to a nightlight. So here in the studio at night, we have a nightlight that looks like a ghost, and we're going to experiment a little bit with the size and what we need to do in CAD to cut it out, and how we get it to glow. But this model by BoldPrintShop is amazing. Jason Matsy's from Massachusetts here, and as you can see, it comes in a number of different parts, and it clicks all together and turns into this awesome ghost. So we're going to start with this. Thank you for joining us today. We had a lot of fun. We played a couple strikes. We're just getting started in Destiny. Hopefully Katybug can join us, and we'll get some of that going as well. We have a lot of ideas, and thank you for stopping by. So until next time, here at Multiverse Studios, have a great day, and we will do another print and play tomorrow. We'll check these out, and we will go from there. So take it easy, and I'll see you later. All right, peace. Bye.